Batman v Superman. You can guess who my favourite's going to be, can't you? Just maybe? Little hint? That guy? That guy? Yeah. Batman v Superman. What can I say? The build-up has been fierce. Well, it's about 3 years since they announced that they're going to do it. But in that time, we've had a lot to think about, whether it be who's going to be in it, how the story's going to go, how much they're going to borrow from the graphic novel of The Dark Knight Returns. And then we saw some trailers. First one being pretty damn impressive. The second one giving quite a bit away of what we thought might actually be in the film. Then the following trailers and the TV spots kind of delved a little bit more into that, and we kind of got an idea of what we were going to see. And what we did see was too much. Anybody who's seen this film now will probably look back and say, yeah, they gave far too much away in the trailers, and they did. Now, I have heard a lot of talk about what the critics didn't like, and what the critics didn't like was the fact that it's too slow, some parts are boring, some characters are quite wooden. Yes, I will agree, there are some parts of it I felt as though could have been pulled out a little bit more, but let's talk about the positive first. Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne and Batman. Awesome choice, absolutely fantastic choice. He pulled off the part brilliantly. He had the heart and the darkness within him from obviously the history of what Batman's gone through, whether that be what we all know about, which is his parents being killed. We all know that, we didn't need to see too much of that, it just referenced to it and it carried on. Obviously then you've got what's happened to this Bruce Wayne. What has happened to him in this universe still leaves loads of questions for you to be answered, which is great. I do feel as though the standalone Batman film will probably answer a lot of those questions, at least I hope they do. Amy Adams playing Lois Lane, again, does show the fact that she's a perfect fit for this role. I do like her, I think that's a really good role for her. She plays the heart of the story, which is great. Also for Jeremy Irons playing Alfred, he's the comical outlet, and let's face it, there isn't a lot of jokes in this, there isn't in DC movies in general, but he does play a fantastic role in knowing the fact that when to put in the one-liners. There could have been one or two more, I admit. What I felt a little bit sorry for is actually for Henry Cavill, who plays Superman. He's probably the most wooden out of everybody, and the story is very much focused around Superman. You've got the questions about whether the world needs Superman, and then you've got his ideas and what his aims are and his goals are. Gal Gadot playing Wonder Woman, for the part that she's in, she does ultimately play a part quite well. I'll be interested to see how it develops from that when we get her in her own standalone movie. For the parts that I didn't like, Jesse Eisenberg. Probably a lot of people will agree with me on this. He's Lex Luthor's son, and I get that, but he just seemed too mad. And I get that Lex Luthor's driven to do what he wants to do, and maybe his son derives from that and just wants to prove daddy wrong or something like that, but all in all, I don't think he played the part particularly well. I just felt as though someone could have played that part a bit better. Comment and let me know who you think possibly could have done it better. We've got to talk about the Abomination side of things. What I was hoping for was Doomsday was going to be something to do with Zod's body and be something different than Doomsday. But he is just what he is. He's shoehorned in to bring them all together right at the end, and it's a little disappointing. I do like the ending. I thought the ending actually works, because I was saying to my friend when we were watching this, I hope they do actually go down that route and show what Doomsday can do, because Doomsday ultimately is a huge character in the DC universe. I wish he had more time in this. I wish it would have been more maybe for a Superman film, more than just a setup for a Justice League movie. But for what they did in the small part, I was disappointed in how he looked. Slightly disappointed in how they pulled it off with Doomsday, because ultimately it's just a little bit of what you've seen before from Man of Steel, which is just blow shit up everywhere. But the best part of everything about it was the build-up, which for some people, as I say, critics probably said it takes too long to get there, but the throwdown between Batman and Superman is worth the wait. It's good, it's really gritty, it's dark, there are some points in it where you think it's quite clever, some parts a little bit funny as well, where you realise that this is genuinely the fight we've all been waiting for. Now I know we've got Civil War coming up, and that's one thing, and everybody thinks that's probably going to be better when it comes to two sets of heroes fighting each other, but this was always going to be much darker. This was always going to be a setup to Justice League, and for a movie to come out with a lot of expectation and a lot of history riding on it, I think it's a good film. There are parts that could have been better, and I understand that, but for me, you have to see it, judge it for yourself. Don't listen to the critics, because comic book fans I think will love it, probably some will hate it, and moviegoers, you probably won't enjoy it as much as what you think you might do. Man of Steel for me still is better, and it'd be interesting to see where they go from here with standalone films and see how they compare to this, but then obviously we do have hints of what is coming as well. For me, it is exciting, it opens up the door, and I look forward to the rest of them. So what did you guys think? Leave a comment below, I'll be happy to know what you guys think, and I'll chat with you in there, and also follow me on Twitter, tune in for all the rest of my videos, subscribe, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Also, slight side note, totally rocked that t-shirt into the cinema, by the way. It's gotta be done. See ya.